Hi everybody, we are live on Facebook, and I know I always stop for 1 second because my Facebook always somehow starts and the echo starts. So I will wait for my Facebook to load and then stop that thing happening there before I end that there. Okay, everybody, hi, how are you doing? And I have a very special guest. She's very close to me. She's everybody on my Facebook. A lot of people know that she's my sister-in-law, and we've had like this bond is only increasing and becoming better with years. But she's not here because she's my sister-in-law. Let me just tell you, because I have a lot of sisters and a lot of friends who are mothers, and not everybody's going to be in the book. So I'm making it very, very clear. That has nothing to do with she being here because she's my sister-in-law. She is here because I admire her for the change that she's bringing into many women's lives, and I see her dedicated. I see her absolutely at focus with bringing this change and working every single day of her life, and managing being a mom, the online classes, and taking care of her health, and don't mind my cold. But let's welcome Aarti Pandey, and it's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Aarti! This is a very special day for us as well at home. But anyway, on your birthday, doing an interview for you is fantastic for your audience as well to know and celebrate with you because you've been celebrating them forever. And Aarti, let's go ahead and talk about you. I always say that I don't read biodata. One, I'm very bad at it. Two, that it's like highly boring for me to sit down and read it because the person who lives the story tells the story the best. So please go ahead and talk about your story. What's been your journey in last few years of you reaching here to be a PCOS reversal expert?
Thank you, Shikha, for inviting me. And like you said, our bond is just increasing. And I'm not saying this because you're my sister-in-law, but I'm super proud of what you're doing, getting all the moms together, and this mission of yours is definitely going to go places. And I can see it, I can feel it. I have done so many interviews. I've never felt the goosebump at the start of it. I don't know why I'm feeling it. This is strange.
I'm feeling it too right now. And it's happening.
Yeah, this is, we talk all the time, but this is, this
Yes.
is amazing. So,
Yeah.
hi everyone. I'm Aarti Pandey. I'm 39. I'm entering my 40 and today is my birthday. I'm a mother of two beautiful kids. I have a naughty 8-year-old son who's a big fan of Shikha. And I have a 13-year-old preteen daughter, Dia. So I have Dia and Adi, two kids. And what do I do? Who am I? I'm a woman who's trying and striving to balance motherhood, being a wife, being a daughter-in-law, being a sister-in-law, and an entrepreneur. And I'm on a mission to give freedom from PCOS to all the lovely women who are struggling alone. And what do? I make sure that there is a holistic approach to the reversal because it's a disorder which today is affecting 1 in every 5 women, Shikha, and you know about it. We've discussed it at length. My heart just goes out because there is very little awareness that's happening about it. There's very little that people know about it. And that's how this journey of reversal of PCOS began. How did it all start? Well, I was in this corporate rigmarole. I've done my MBA from Wellington University, Mumbai, and I did my 9 to 5 corporate job and had meaningless weekends, malls, movies, and just felt that earn and spend, earn and spend. That's what life was. And it was pretty going well. Well, came a time.
Okay, Aarti, I have to stop this.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's excited because it's your birthday. He wants to wish you and just go away. Can you just wish?
Yes.
Because it has to happen.
Hey! Thank you, baby.
And it's on the bookshelf. Go, please, now. Sorry, it's very common for me to have this. Sorry. And it's okay. We're talking about moms. Yeah. You go ahead.
Yes. So I was in corporate, going Monday to Friday, meaningless. Honestly, at that time, it didn't look meaningless. It was all fine. Yeah. There came a time when I was pregnant for the first time, and I really had a tough first pregnancy. and really didn't know the meaning of depression then, but I pretty much now understand what I was going through. I really felt my life is over. I had breast abscess. I was just, pumping out milk. I was smelling milk, and I was wearing my mom's clothes. I didn't feel like going out. I was in a room all the time. So that phase was really, really low, and the only thing that got me out at that time was dance, right? And that's where my journey from corporate to dance began, because that's when I decided that I don't want to go back to corporate. And my husband was my first investor with 20,000 rupees, and I started a small dance academy, and I've specialized in salsa, bachata, merengue, and it started with a dance club called Dancer de la Liga. It means a league of dance. And well, I would go from one gym to another, taking salsa classes. I would travel for 20 kilometers, never felt tired then. And I was taking care of the little Dia and managing the dance academy. And I realized that dance was the medium for exercise, right? So I took it a notch up and started a fitness club by the name of Fiber Fitness. And so dance got into the passion of fitness. Now, while running this fitness club, I met more than 10,000 women in different corporates, Shikha. And when I did a survey just to understand what's the biggest pain area, I realized that was, PCOS. That was one disorder which was not spoken about. That was one disorder which was not taken care about. There are a lot of doctors, there are a lot of nutritionists, but there is no one who's working specifically only on PCOS. And maybe it's just because it's not as popular as diabetes or not as popular as cardiovascular disorders. Maybe it's only because it's a women disorder. I don't know the reason behind that. But that's when I decided that fine, I'm working in wellness, I'm working in fitness, but I still didn't feel that there is a purpose that I'm doing. Right? You know about folk fitness. It's in Limca Book of World Records. It's the first Indian regime on folk music that I'd created. Even that didn't make me feel that I've arrived. But now when I see women getting their periods naturally, when I see them conceiving, when I see that confidence on their face, they're not able to click a selfie. And that's where I completely relate to this movement of yours, because somewhere it's also internal confidence, but also those acne, those hair fall really take your confidence down. Today, when I see these women coming out, and I do these Monday challenges, Shikha, which is just this 30 seconds of fitness workout, and they don't make their videos, because they felt, how do I come in front of camera? How do I jump? So much is there on our body, right? Which has to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
So that's me in a nutshell.
It's a very big nut. I must say that it's not a very small nut. It's a very big nut that you've said. But I've seen your journey in last 10 years for sure. Been in the family for 10 years. And I also know your story as a mother of the first time, what you went through, because I remember your husband, my dearest brother, came up to me and said, don't go through what Aarti went through. Make sure that you don't do it. And, those are the things we are not told, a lot of times before we become a mother. And like these things hit us, especially when we become the mother for the first time. And like for me, it was my molars getting lost, Like I tell people that I've lost 4 molars in my first pregnancy. Nobody believes it.
Nobody.
Like, how can you lose molars? Because each pregnancy is different. Each body is different. Each body reacts differently. And interestingly, you would be very interested to know that. And I told you that we'll have this conversation on the camera because camera brings a lot of stuff to me. I was with a healer, in one of the conversations, and I was talking to a healer in the interview, and she said, you know what, Shika, probably you were clinching a lot during your first
pregnancy.
Time. First time when you became a mom, and you were not speaking up, and those clinches made your molars loose. And like that just like gave me, like, again I'm getting goosebumps, and that gave me that drop. And that was the truth. She doesn't know it. I know her. I'm talking about 8 years from now, and I did not speak up, and I did not speak up at all during my first time of being a mom and what it went through and what it is. Because for me it was an emotional ride for many reasons. And I think it happens to various mothers in various parts of our bodies get affected because we do not speak up, we do not say anything. And then this whole downfall that I keep talking about in all my interviews, that mothers start going down there, and many mothers just stay there. many mothers stay there for whatever reasons. Lack of knowledge, lack of confidence, no, sometimes there's no support, sometimes there's all the support, but there's so much going on, like depression and hormonal changes and all that stuff, that you go down there and you don't know how to come back. And sometimes you stay there.
True.
And you stay there forever, and then your last day you suddenly realize that your life is ending and you stay there as a mom forever. So that's why this program, like, you know, and then you're talking about your journey as a mom, and it's very important for me to talk to all the successful women, because somewhere it's crazy that they've become who they've become after they've become a mother. And what happens to a woman when she becomes a mother is something that I don't think anybody can understand. It's only that some things that mothers do which they would not do if they were not mothers. They would have not got that courage, they would have not had the strength to do things. And that's why these women who are going to come in this book, the women who are going to be part of this book, are going to be that 100 shades of mom who showed up in spite of being the mom, who stood up for themselves, who went towards their dreams, and still making difference in people's lives. So this book that I've tried to put together is the book that's going to be that friend to that mom who's sitting alone in the night and saying, what do I do now? Like, how do I get out of here? And then she opens this book page by page and she sees the stories unfold. And she says, oh, I want to be like Aarti Pandey. Oh, this is Jamile. I think I can absolutely relate to her. And what I'm doing is that I'm actually putting directory like under there where you can reach out these moms. And these moms are going to take a pledge once this book is out, that if a mom reaches out to me and says I'm alone, they're going to do their best to help her. So that's what this book's spirit is and pulse is, and that's why this book is really creating a wave amongst mothers of all kinds, of like the ones who are accomplished, ones who are not, because the pulse of the mother is the same across the world. It's uncanny that I thought it was an Indian traditional thing. The mothers are like, you know, probably our traditions and the way we are, we're not speaking up, are doing that. But no, it's the pulse across. And what I love about you is that I have also seen you avoiding pictures. I am absolutely the witness of that, saying, please don't take my pictures. And not to compliment myself, but because of my way of looking at women, I did show you your very best self, even in your pajamas. You know, it's like sitting, you know, that famous story of us.
I have to tell this to the world, that when I was pregnant, and there's a huge difference now in how I think, and this is what I'm actually preaching to all the women in my program. But there was a time when I was pregnant and I didn't feel that I was beautiful. I just felt all this pain, the bloating, the back pain. It was always just bogging me down, right? Yeah. But there comes this angel, Shikha, and I didn't know her work before that, right? So I was like, okay, what is she, trying to do? She's my sister-in-law, so probably she's just, trying to say that I'm going to make your pictures look well. And I didn't want to get clicked. So I made 1,000 reasons, from hair not being washed, to not being dressed, to having some tummy pain, making all the excuses I can possibly make. And there she comes. She said, whatever, Bhabhi, you are in your black. I was in a black spaghetti, I still remember, in some stupid pajamas. And she just said, just stand. And I just stood. And then she clicked me. And the minute I saw that picture, I said, I want more. She just brought this element out of me. And that was a change. I very, very categorically remember Shikha pose that.
I'm getting goosebumps doing that, because I remember that scene as well, when you said, no. And today you are like inspiration. Like, and you know what is inspiring you? Why are you here in this book? Is because what's inspiring you is the change. I know that how you felt the same when you started to do the reels. When you wanted to do the reels, you were like, what is this? What do we have to do for the reels? And you're rocking it. Like, you're totally rocking the reels, because I every day wake up and I try to see the reels and I'm like, oh my God, like she's just rocking it, because it doesn't look like somebody has crossed even that. If that's what it takes to get to the women and to make them feel uplifted, I will do that. And that's what I admire about you. And that's why I said in your birthday message as well, that that's an inspiration, because for you, your focus is that what it takes, I will do it. I will show up, but I will exercise. I will take care of myself. I will not let anything come in between my health as well, because if I'm inspiring, I need to be inspired myself, right? So I need to be the soul for myself that inspires herself. And that's why we need these 100 shades of moms who are doing it on everyday basis. It's not that you're not going through your own things. You have your own ups and downs. You have things. You have self-doubt. You have whether this is right or not. Everything comes every single morning to you. And every single morning you pick it up and you put it on the side and say, fine, let me just put it on the side and let's start the day again. And there you go, and then you read the meeting, then you talk to women, you uplift them, you go to Zoom, you do your webinars, and you bring in women, you dance with them, you make them happy. So this is a great thing that I'm seeing unfold in front of me. And I absolutely, I'm a total well-wisher of this program as well, because whatever this program needs to really reach out to many people in the way you are bringing it by reversing it naturally. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that program. What is this program about? What are you doing?
So Shika, as I said, PCOS is not really talked about. So this program is about telling a women that you can do it yourself. You can do it without these external pills, because that's really putting you down more. There are tons and tons of side effects. And unfortunately, from a girl of 13-year-old to a woman who's 40 are facing hormonal imbalances. And
Right.
these comes with tons of symptoms like painful acne, hair fall, stubborn weight gain. A lot of women have mood swings. So you're snapping at your child, you feel that it's not his fault or her fault, but you just snap at your child. You're all the time irritated with your mom-in-law or with your husband. You're always tired, you want to play with your child, your body just doesn't allow, and you start believing that I'm lazy, I'm short tempered, I'm irritated, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that, and your self-confidence completely goes down. On top of it, the biggest thing is missed or irregular periods. And a lot of women don't even know that this is a disorder. They go to a dermat to do facials, they go to buy expensive shampoos or conditioners, or they are just forcing strict diets or trying to just lose that weight, and they get fed up because they're not able to lose weight, because unfortunately they don't know that it's hormonal imbalance. So I've created a program, Shika, which is 100% holistic, and I work on these 5 pillars with them. The program is completely online and it's for 12 weeks. And in this 12 weeks, we teach them about these 5 pillars. And any women who embrace these 5 pillars in their life would never have any disorder in their body. So the pillars are eat right, where we actually teach them what should they eat, why should they eat it, and at what time of the day, what kind of food they should eat, which will create quality hormones in the body.
Right.
And we actually, the second pillar is move more. Every morning the whole community comes together and they work out together, which is a combination of HIIT, which is dance-based exercises, Tabata, functional training. We teach them power yoga to strengthen their reproductive system. We teach them medical yoga so that during their menstrual cycle days, what kind of asanas one must do. The third pillar is breathe in awareness. The glands which produce hormones have to really function well, right? So we teach them pranayama, which makes the right amount of oxygen reach these glands. The fourth pillar is sleep better. These women have a lot of trouble sleeping. So they are already on the phone, they are troubled, they wake up suddenly in the middle of the night, they're always tired. So we provide them with Yog Nidra. These are all scientific created audio tracks. All they need to do is plug, play, and listen to it before they go to sleep. Right. The fifth pillar is mind free. So PCOS is also a psychosomatic disorder. So a lot has to do with your mental well-being. How are you thinking? Are you overthinking? Are you blaming yourself for not being able to conceive or not getting your periods or the way you look? We women love to put all the blame on ourselves. That's how we've been, grown since childhood. So we have a mind expert on panel. We do a lot of hands-on activities, a lot of conversations and breakout rooms. And the beauty is, Shika, that there is no external sachets or pills or any intervention that's done. It's all holistic. And a woman starts realizing that everything that I need is in my body. And all I need to do is just take care of it and start believing that I'm beautiful. Start believing that I can make a change. And there they go. They get all the results.
Yeah, I've been seeing all the testimonials that's happening and all the progress that I'm seeing. And what happens is that, through this program, I'm also trying to tell people that, especially moms, that, we start saying that, like, it starts from this camera. Like, this camera shows us this one woman that's saying, no, I don't want to show up. And for God's sake, she shows up because of an event where she's not wearing a makeup or she's not there, and she's there in that. She keeps revisiting that picture 100 times to see what she doesn't like it, and she keeps criticizing herself. And then I keep telling these women that there are many reasons why you're looking like that. So rather than running away from it, this camera is just trying to show you something about yourself, right? And rather than running away from it, it could be your hormonal health that you're just talking about. The hormonal health, which is a problem, which needs to be fixed. If you see that, fix it. It could be a bad camera angle when you can see from my point of view. It might just not be you. It just would be bad lighting. It's just your technique is not okay. Your camera angle is showing you something absolutely wrong. Because if you go very very close, then everything gets very exaggerated. You become big, and we see this and we start these chatters around our heads, and then rather than figuring it out where the reason is and looking that straight into the eye, we just keep doing this, and the ripple effect that's coming on children because of that
True.
is that all the kids do this because they think that it's not about memories. Pictures is not about memories. Pictures is about, you will see all, unlike us, like we have these crazy pictures of our, like whatever we were doing and whatever we were looking and however we were posing as kids. Today kids will pose, they will smile, they will revisit their pictures 100 times before they even allow you to put it online. It's happening to my own son now, Shaurya, who's turning 8, who I thought that I did not put this in, but now suddenly when I pick up the camera, he started to get conscious and smile, but he's not reached there yet, because for him it's like pictures every day, etc., and their memories. And now with this conscious effort, I'm not going to ever say that, I'm not looking nice, so don't take my picture. And interestingly, yesterday there was a mom, and she said, Shikha, when you told me this, I didn't tell you at that time, but she said it in the interview yesterday, that before the Zoom call, I was putting all these makeup and I used to go in. And then my son started putting makeup before going to his class Zoom call as well, because he said, I have dark circles, and you think that dark circles go away when you put it, so I don't want to be in front of Zoom without. And he's 11 years old. So when we're putting this ahead to our children, and then this beautiful thing called photography and camera is becoming a place which judges you, which tells you you're not beautiful, which tells you that it's not about memories, it's not about those kisses, it's not about the hug, it's about this one camera angle and this one smile. That's where it's going wrong, and that's where I picked up this mission. And that's why my course initially was called Selfies to Self-Confidence, because it's not about selfies, it's about memories, and let's create them again. So that's what's happening with this particular program. And like if you were to right now meet these women, and for the first time, if you spoke to them, if this book was there and your picture was there, what is it that you would like to tell them about their self-image, and give a message that inspires them, that it is not so scary, the self-image chatter is just a chatter and not real? How will you put it forward through what you've learned about women and mothers especially?
So honestly, I've coincidentally just today I've shared something with the world, is how I feel, because a lot of women of my community tell me, you're so confident, you're so inspiring, you're so positive. And I wanted to tell them that it's not always the case. Like you said, when I wake up, I have my own self-doubt. I feel the difference in my skin. I do see my stretch marks. I do feel, when I look at if I look at a 20-year-old, there is a huge difference. And I want to embrace the age that I have and look beautiful in that age and feel the confidence. So I'm entering my 40s, and I want to feel that it's okay to have gray hair. It's okay to see those stretch marks, and not either, if you're not even proud of it, you don't have to be ashamed of it. Like you beautifully said, that maybe the angle is different, but today, if I'm able to click a picture, and honestly, this world of filters, and I've been guilty of it, you just have these filters all across Instagram, Facebook,
because of the judgments around you all the time.
So I want to say, just look in the mirror. And that's one thing I tell to all the women, that when was the last time you stood in front of the mirror and actually looked at yourself and said, you're beautiful, you are amazing, without looking at those acnes or hair fall? Because every time a woman goes to the mirror, they only find flaws. So that one message I want to give them is, first, accept who you are, embrace who you are. After acceptance is when the action comes, Shikha. So when they are accepting, this is how I look, with all the flaws. And I love my flaws, but I'll work on it. So there's a difference.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Right? So just accept yourself, look in the mirror, and every morning just compliment you. Because if you're not complimenting yourself, how are you expecting your kids or your husband to compliment you? I always say that. You want your husband to come and say, hey, you're pretty, but do you feel that? Do you feel yourself that you're beautiful? Start feeling it. The minute you start feeling it, it will start emitting on your face and in your picture.
Absolutely.
That's just one thing I would like to tell you.
Yeah, and I always like, what I like about you is that you try to, and this is what happens when I'm trying to do interviews, because I've spoken to so many people, it just keeps falling the conversations. And I'm absolutely aligned because of the health journey that I took, that I'm absolutely aligned that I do not want to celebrate disease. You do not want to celebrate the disease and say, are we disease here, so we should be like this only, and let's celebrate this, right? We need to understand that we are in a situation of a dis-ease, and then that difficulty needs to go off. But the first step is to look at yourself. You are using the medium of this PCOS and your inspirational. I'm using the medium of photography, but actually we're saying the same thing. Then look at yourself. Why are you doing this? Like, look at yourself. Look at what it is. If my hair is not okay today, at least look at it in the picture. And then start working on it, and then figure out that, when I was not a mom, I used to really take care of my hair, and I'm not taking care of myself right now. And that's what I like about the fact that you are absolutely saying that, yes, look at it, embrace beautifully, but you're saying that change what you see. Change what you see for a better thing. And just to say this, to like, when I talk about people and I talk about filters and makeups, I'm really not talking about, I think to each to its own. Everybody does what their own thing. I have nothing against makeups. I have nothing against, like, I don't use it, but I have nothing against it. My thing is that, does that chatter dissolve when you switch on the camera? If the chatter is making you put on the makeup, that's wrong. If you're putting onto the makeup because you love the makeup, then it's right. But if the chatter is telling you that I'm not beautiful, and this will make me beautiful, then it's wrong. So I think that's what I'm trying to dissolve to my work now. And I don't know why, when photography will slip out and this work will become my real work. But what I'm trying to say is that, and you'll be amazed that I always thought I was very conscious. I'm getting even more conscious, because this chatter is not only during the camera, this chatter is at every point in time. When we're putting on our clothes, when we're talking to children, when somebody's walking up to us, the mask is right, is it okay, if it's not, is it matching? So this chatter that's happening is happening all the time. And then just today in the morning, I found myself in some kind of a chatter, and then I realized that chatter determines how we behave, what steps we take. Because if the chatter is triggering anger, we will become angry the next very minute. If the chatter is triggering low self-confidence, we'll cringe and become this way. So that chatter is what I want to dissolve, and that's what I've realized with this beautiful camera here. That when this camera gets on, there's this chatter. This one is going to say this one's going to say this. This is what's going to world is going to say. And that the minute we take pictures, we first think who all are going to comment, and I call it the resistance sister. There are sisters will comment the first. What are you doing? Look at your dark circles. You've become thin. What's happening? So rather than putting that as the forefront of your being, how much heaviness can you pick up and walk? How will you live your dreams if you're going to pick this heaviness onto yourself about this chatter? So that's what I'm saying, and you're saying the same thing, and I totally admire it. What would you want to say?
But I found right now, Shikha, the coincidences, and this is what I'm realizing today, is what I'm doing through balancing their hormones is exactly what you are doing through your camp. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's the same message, but it's being conveyed in two different aspects. But at the end of the day, it's really about self-love. A woman should stand and start loving herself, because until unless she loves herself, she has no love to give to anyone else. Yes. Right? Yes. And so it's the same message.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely the same message. And I realized that. And that's why you have to be part of this book, because, it's just the same thing that you're doing with many women through your work. And it'll only become deeper and deeper. I can absolutely guarantee. Today it's at a level, but if it's done long enough, it's going to be on another level. And you yourself can see yourself growing. I can see myself growing with every mother. So, this book has some beautiful women across the world coming together. And this book is called 100 Self-Portrait, 100 Dreams. Wow. And you're one of the champion moms. So now I'm going to try and manifest your dream, and not the dream of Aarti Pandey and telling me about PCOS and other women. I want Aarti, the woman, and her dream to be manifested through this book. What's her dream? What's her real dream? Which is nothing to, like, whatever it is, just like say it out loud, and it's going to go in the book, and I will make sure these interviews manifest those dreams for you, Aarti.
So Shikha, to be very, very honest, I don't live two lives. It's not an entrepreneur Aarti Pandey. It's not a single Aarti Pandey. And to be very honest, that's, and whatever you've seen of me, be it a Sunday, be it a Saturday, if I have a workshop, I do it, then I play with the kids, then I'm with you. And so I feel it's just one me. And as of today, the only dream that I envision, the only thing that I really feel like happening, and with that would happen of my kids' growth and, Deepak's health and all of us being together. All of this I see happening along with this. But if there is one thing
Lovely.
that I feel that I want to live, is to see, and there's a number that I have. I don't know where this number has come from. I just have 4,600 women in my community right now, but I envision that I have 1 crore women who are PCOS free, because today 1 out of every 5 women is suffering. And when I say PCOS free, all I want is that these 1 crore women are looking in the mirror and they love themselves and they want to take action. They want to click themselves. They want to embrace themselves. They are confident in whatever field they are. They are mothers who are at home. They are mothers who are on the field, wherever they are. And if I can contribute just a little in that journey, that's really what I really want to do.
That's actually what I wanted to hear as well, but I was just trying to push you to say, and I know that that's your dream, and it's an amazing dream. It's going to come true with your hard work, and there's a lot of support behind you. You should not even ever feel that this is not going to come true. This is absolutely going to come
I
true.
won't lie to you. I question it. I, like you said, I self-doubt it. I've discussed with you, is this going to happen? Am I on the right? So there are, so it's natural. As long as, now we have a switch. At least I have understood that switch, that, okay, it's just the background noise. You have, like you said, chatter, shut it, move forward. I'm not going down with that chatter. I'm not letting it get me carried away, which is happening in so many women's life. We've understood that chatter and that switch. We just have to pass it on to all the other women that, hey, there's a switch it off.
Switch it off.
Be able to do it now.
Absolutely.
But I think, Shikha, it also has to do with a lot of support. Like, I was really down just a few months back in a phase of my life, and I wouldn't do that 2 years back, come to you. And I'm very fortunate that I have you in my life. And I never looked at you like that, honestly, before. Our relationship is growing now. We've been in 2 different cities. We've been there, but we've not been there for each other. Right. But now that we are in the same city, it makes life so much easier. And I want to tell that, yes, it's good to be independent, and yes, it's good to be strong, but it's okay to be vulnerable. And I feel, for me, being vulnerable has come the biggest strength. I would never be, I would open up and share my issues and seek help, because seeking help sometimes feel like you're weak, but it's not. Only a person who can ask for help can actually be strong, because you're able to be vulnerable. And that's what my biggest strength has become now, which never was. I was always this sham away at times to be strong and just let the chatter be in my head. But so a lot of support is required. So for all the viewers, if you ever have this doubt and you know someone you can confide in, find the right person and confide in. I've got that in Shikha. I've actually shared when I was at the lowest low, and there were some interesting conversations and mindset change that happened, and here I am today.
I must tell you this, that
you're not able to take my name. I want you to take my name.
No, I'm not used to it. And I want to be I want to give you Aarti Pandey's name 100 times, so that Aarti Pandey's name gets to the universe 100 times. Bhabhi will not go so far. Aarti Pandey will resonate a lot with people. I want them to remember it as well. But what I'm trying to come here is that there's a reason why you show up and you connect as well, is because I've also started showing up as a mom. I have decided to not stay, like, the light that is mine is not going to be dimmed by anything. When I show up, and then there's another light, and when they attract, they become a bigger light. And that's what's happening, that the light aura is becoming bigger, because one candle burning another candle and then making another big flame is what is happening. And that's what we need to keep finding, and that's what this book is going to become. That's what your movement is going to become, because unless these, like in the dark, if it's dark, it's dark, right? Once the light starts coming on, you start seeing more, you start connecting more, you start feeling more. And that's exactly what's happening. For you to even be I've seen your journey. For you to be here today, for you to be posting on your 40s, for you to do all these things, it's a very big thing. Because all of us see this amazing Aarti Pandey or today Shikha Khanna coming up, what it takes so much. These butterflies go inside even us, even I think the superstars of this world, that
Sure.
are we doing right? Are we doing okay? Like even today, I'm thinking, who the hell am I to take these women ahead? Like, who the hell do you think you are? And why this book? And why are you doing this? And then that switch off that you're talking about, the switch off needs to happen and say, do it. We will see what happens, and we
Exactly.
will see, and something great is happening. And for me, I must confess this, that I am looking forward to more of it, because it's a mutual exchange. It's when you hold hands, it's not a single person holding hand, it's both the hands holding together, right? Even if today I give it to you, if I'm holding your hand, you will give it back to me, and that's the hand holding that's happening across the globe with this project. And I can't even tell you that when I speak to mothers and I speak to them, they're crying, and some of them are like saying that, my God, we are 60 years old and we're still going down and we're staying there. 60 years, what are we doing? And I'm openly now saying it. My mother went down there and my mother is stayed there forever. So many things are happening, and our parents and mothers we've seen stayed there forever. Where was their light gone? Why was there nobody to say this hand that you're talking about today with me, and I'm talking about with you, or I'm talking about with these 100 women? Why was this hand not extended for whatever reason? Because it was not there. So if you're going to compliment me, I must say this also, that I've taken the courage to show up, and that's why you could see me, and that's why this passed on. And you're going to pass it to me, you're going to pass it to family, and this only going to bring more brightness around us. So I'm absolutely looking forward to it, and it gives me an immense pleasure to see your reels every morning and your Monday challenges. I'm like, I need to get into that zone to. I actually tapping most of the time. Should I just do one video and send it? But then I get carried away with my silly.
Now that you've said it, Chika,
I
I
think I
think
should do
you
it.
should. I remember the day you said 100 days, 100 women, and you just did it. You're
Yeah,
on your
yeah, yeah.
23rd. Who thought about it? And I must tell you, and again, not because you're my sister-in-law, to have a almost 2-year-old and a 8-year-old in a new
Yep.
city, in a new house, with all the construction going on, and taking care of the health, making sure the meal is done, where your husband is working for 10, 12 hours, it is not easy. And you're showing with a smile, you're sleep deprived, and yet you just are going on. So if you can do this, and we women are unstoppable, and
Oh
that
yes, we
light
are.
of yours is just passing on to each and every single woman who's getting connected to you. And who knew? Honestly, you could have just sat back and enjoyed the next 1 year
Yep.
with the excuse of having a 2-year-old and no one to even judge or question. But you just didn't want to do that because that's who you are. And so if you've decided to make that video, I'm very confident in the next
This
10 days,
Monday.
I'm seeing one reel happening for
No,
sure.
no, no, not that. I don't know about the reel yet. I'll get inspired by you with the reel, but definitely a video is coming. So like I am going to use this platform because I also always keep saying that your project needs to go internationally. Right now you think it's not meant for international stuff. That's what I thought, and I'm telling you this for the first time. I actually thought that it was an Indian thing, that Indian women are sitting closed thinking about this thing. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. It's happening to everybody, women across. It's happening. These mother chapters are happening to all the women across the world of all kinds, even if they're showing up every day. So I would want you to talk about once more about what Freedom for PCOS is doing before we end, and we're going to try and make this dream absolutely true for you. And I will love you too much. I am totally in awe of the way you're showing up and growing, and I absolutely feel that this is going to come true. That's why I keep saying what's happened next, because I'm waiting for that one day when you're going to say, whoa, we did it, and it's crossed, and we've reached our targets. And
I think you and I are going to sit in some cafe, which is another dream to happen. And
that dream might take longer than this dream coming true for sure, but it'll happen. So let's go again. What is Freedom from PCOS? Because this is a beautiful project, everyone, and she's doing amazing. Let's hear about it. And how can people join you? I'm going to put your link after this video is posted, edited, and put your links and how people can join you.
So for all the listeners, freedom from PCOS is a mission that I'm on to make, to actually help and guide women who are struggling alone from PCOS, which is a hormonal disorder. So if you're someone who's struggling from hair fall or acne or stubborn weight gain or mood swings or fatigue or irregular or missed periods, and you're resorting to medicines, then this program is something that we've created. It's a 12 weeks online program where we work on 5 pillars to give you a holistic approach to balance your hormones, which is eat right, move more, sleep better, breathe in awareness, and mind free. When you have these 5 pillars power in your life, no disorder can ever touch you. And that's what we do beautifully through online. We have an app, Shikha, so they get reminders that, hey, it's your meal time, hey, it's your fruit time, because all the busy entrepreneurs do not have time per se. Our all sessions happen live and they get access to the recorded session. We have a beautiful gynecologist on the panel who is of the belief, though she's from a medicine allopathy background, that yes, you can reverse PCOS without medicines.
Right.
So we have the entire backing of the medical science and our ancient wisdom, and we've created into beautiful little steps that a busy working mother women can take care of. So put yourself top on priority, because we women love to put everyone else on priority: husband, kids, work, mother-in-law, and this guilt of, oh my god, am I being selfish if I have this 1 hour to gym for myself? Oh my god, am I being selfish? My kids are in school and I'm exercising. If you don't exercise, you're not being there for them to take care and play with them. So just take out that 1 hour for yourself. That's what 12 weeks of program teaches you, and the learning stays with you for life. And if you need help and guidance, see, I always say this, Shikha, we didn't know maths, we went to school to learn it. So do not experiment on this body, which is your real life partner. You know, this Google, Dr. Google gives you tons and tons of different things. Take ajwain ka pani, have aloe vera, your PCOS will reverse, and we keep experimenting and abusing our body. Right. Go and take help from an expert. It could be me, it could be someone you trust, but be holistic and medicine free is all. So.
Yeah, and I think in the editing, they just remembered you do have a health test kind of a thing, right?
Yes, I have a 2 minutes test, Shikha, that anyone can take, because today in the times of COVID, you don't want to go to a hospital. There is a blood test and a sonography that one does. But here in this 2 minutes, you can actually know a score. If your score is anywhere between 4 and above, that means you're most likely to have hormonal imbalance. But if your score is 0 to 4, great, you're healthy. Keep doing what you're doing. And you can buy a click of that button, and investing 2 minutes can know whether you have hormonal imbalance or you have these symptoms. So I'll share that.
We like to share that. Yeah, we like to share that. Because we will have more opportunities to come into panel discussions and stuff which is coming in future. Awesome. So whatever I can do, I will. And there's Frances, who's my pillar, one of my pillars. She's joining in from Virginia, and she's one of my pillars for the movement. There's Vilma, who's also been constantly doing and so inspiring. She's writing. I stopped doing as well. My daughter was always watching, and I was like, so Frances is there constantly supporting, and I love Frances because Frances is going to finish this. The minute my interview finishes, Frances' favorite thing is to say Ellen DeGeneres, tag Ellen DeGeneres into, like, that's the first thing. And I always like keep laughing because she is absolutely after this thing that I will take you to Ellen DeGeneres to do it. So she tags me with Ellen DeGeneres with so much love. And she's one of my panelists on Sunday. We are celebrating 25 women found. I never thought it'll happen so quickly.
It just did. Women, it feels like yesterday we discussed 100 days, 100 women.
Yes, and 25 women found and interviewed. In 2 days, we'll be finishing that. That's why I'm coming to you and staying with you, because I want to unwind and restart again. That's why I'm coming to be with you for a day. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to go off, Aarti, and absolutely a brilliant birthday to you. And I wish... And I'm like waiting for your dream to come true of 1 crore women PCOS free. It'll happen.
Thank you.
It'll happen.
Thank you, Shikha.
So don't go off. I'm going off live stream.